Hey y'all, my name's Aria. Some of you know that, some of you don't. If you do, hey again, after ages. I hope you've been well. If not, then hopefully I can say it's nice to meet you. It's been a long time since I've done a vid like this, and typically those get tossed onto the Mind Over Mix-Up channel. Link to that in the description below. What's this vid about? Well, I'm here to speak my thoughts about a few things. There's been a lot going on in my life as of late, and in the process of trying to, well, process everything, I've had a lot of stuff rolling around in my brain, and no real outlet to push those things outward. So then I thought to myself, duh, girl, you got 2 YouTube channels. Spit what you gotta say and let it rock. So here I go. The first thing I want to talk about is anxiety. When I mention anxiety, I'm not talking about nervousness, though in some ways that stuff goes hand in hand sometimes. I'm talking about the complete and utter inability to function in a particular way. Most of the time, this applies to social anxiety. To be as short about it as possible, it sucks. If you're going through it yourself, you can easily find yourself being pulled into a mental black hole of doubts, insecurities, and self-loathing that's altogether way too hard to get away from. You can find yourself feeling like nothing matters, that you don't matter. And getting through it isn't as easy as telling yourself that you're awesome, as much as some would like to believe that. If you're on the outside looking in, it can be hard to deal with. If you feel like you can handle this or that, congratulations. You're a bit better put together in that respect. Maybe more than most, depending on the issue. But I've seen those on the outside looking in simply tell people that go through anxiety issues to, quote, get over it. Or to just do insert thing and that it's easy. Do not do this. Do not be this way. If you do, there's a strong chance that you're severely undermining what that person's going through. In the worst case scenario, in extreme cases of course, you could make things worse by making the person feel like they're lesser for going through these mental hurdles in the first place. Instead, take your time to recognize why these people feel the way that they feel. Think about their issues from a different perspective and try to come to terms with the fact that their circumstances, both currently and what led them to that point, are not only different from yours, but that you're just going to have an entirely different way of coping with things that hold you down. More than that though, and this is going to be the hardest thing for many people to do, be there for them. I'm not talking about leaving them a comment or a like on a tweet if it sounds like they're going through it, TM, and then letting that be your moment to say, see, I care, before you drop off the face of the planet. No. Actually reach out to them. Talk to them. Even if it's hard, because connecting is hard. Socializing itself is hard. If they know they have someone there who takes their mental issues seriously, who they know they can talk to about the problems they've got haunting their minds, it can mean the absolute world to them. The second thing I want to talk about is, well, I wanted to do a bit of catch up on something personal. I've done videos in the past talking very bluntly about being a trans girl because it was something I felt I wanted to be more open about in general. I always felt like there was this weight on my shoulders that wouldn't go away once I accepted it about myself, because let's just call a spade, the world's a scary place. I've got close friends that I've talked to about it, select family members, etc. But I couldn't get rid of that weight I felt on my shoulders, even considering that, and I couldn't quite figure out why. Then I started getting more frequent phone calls from certain family members. Every time they would call, it would cause this really heavy feeling in the pit of my stomach that I just couldn't get rid of for hours after that. And honestly, it was a mix of nervousness and anxieties brought on by past experiences. Since I knew certain people in my family weren't accepting of those who were anything but straight. That's when I realized, though, that was the issue. Some of them that didn't know about it were people that I also trusted in regards to pretty much anything else but that. But knowing how they were otherwise, how they reacted to other people coming out, it was a terrifying prospect to even think about telling them. But in the past few weeks, I made the decision to do exactly that. As a good friend of mine said, as she encouraged my choice, whether the outcome was good or bad, I'd get closure. And I think that at this point, I felt like I needed it. It was, in my recent memory, the most stressful 40-minute phone call in my life, but I did it. And to my surprise, I was told by those particular family members that they understood my concern, my fear of telling them, but also that they support me and that they love me, and that nothing would change that. They said that life is about choices, and that more than anything else, I deserve to make my own choices. So, as long as I'm taking care of myself and living my life and trying to be happy, that's all that matters to them. I was pretty close to tears hanging up the phone. But honestly, at least in regards to that situation, I've never felt better than I do now about things, about myself. I know that others are in situations where they can't exactly have the approach of screw it, I'ma do it, good or bad, that I was able to. It's tough and again terrifying, feeling like you're trapped and you can't be yourself, most of all with the people that you care about. For what it's worth, I've been there. I'm pulling for you. And I hope that you can eventually find your place of comfort, whether that's literally or figuratively, and that you can be happy and live your best life, because that's what we're all trying to do. Anyway, that's about it for my rambling. I haven't streamed in a few weeks, mainly because there's been this major Comcast slash Xfinity outage that's affected things. And until we know for sure that it's resolved, my streams are unfortunately off the table. But I'll try to fill the content void in my life with the occasional gameplay video or something of the sort. Maybe even collabing with a friend or just having conversations during or something. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, that's it for me. Everyone take care of yourselves and try to keep patience with one another. Bye for now.